A little bit more support to Danny and Biagini. It just never happened. It never happened. Eventually culminating in taking one of the two lads off. Danny never got a touch. I thought it was summed up. The whole second half of Mallorca was summed up really when Stankovic has done the little leg over test. Step over. Yeah. Can we bad?
I think we'll stick with step over.
I think we'll stay with that, what you said, right? But and whips the ball in right foot into the penalty box, and there's not a soul anywhere remotely near it. And that was
we criticised the defending, but Nesta was terrific.
Thanks, chaps. Back to you, John, for the moment.
Thanks, Des. This is the order of ceremony now, where the losers go up first to get their medals from Lennart Johansson there, the president of UEFA, and the Mallorca players who've done exceedingly well, in fact, in getting to a final, having been a second division club 2 years ago, just going up there for the consolation prize. I think you might have just caught one of the playoff results going across the screen. Ipswich 3, Bolton 2, 3-3 on aggregate, and extra time being played. That's some excitement there in Suffolk. Anyway, here in Birmingham, Mallorca, having surprised an awful lot of people en route to the final, including Chelsea, the original holders, are now seen as runners-up. One or two good performances, Danny in particular, but for me, the midfield players never really got very far forward in the second half, and they eventually paid the price for that. The substitutes, unused as well, of course, all get a medal here, and Hector Couper, who I think may be attracted to one of the bigger Spanish clubs for the success he's had here as a coach, is just going forward there to receive his own memento of the occasion. It was a very good occasion too here at Villa Park. I have to say the players and the supporters inside the stadium certainly did this last Cup Winners' Cup final proud in terms of the way they conducted themselves. And the next little ceremony is for the referee, Gunter Benko of Austria, but you can tell where they come from as he and his assistants go forward to receive their medals. But there's a big roar swelling up away to my left because the Italian supporters can't wait to signal Lazio's first European trophy. They were disappointed this time last year when they lost the UEFA Cup final, if you remember, in Paris to Inter Milan. But they're in a final for the second year running, and this time they've won it and could still win Serie A. What they've also done, as an incidental aside, is they've won a place in the Super Cup final in Monaco next August against either Manchester United or Bayern Munich. And who would have thought Lombardo would have finished this season with a European medal? Quite a story, that, isn't it? The cup is always presented at the very last on these European occasions now, as a climax to the ceremonials. But this Roman club with a proud tradition getting a reward for the vast investment they've made in players from far and wide. They will also, of course, not have to play in, well, it won't be this competition, they won't have to play in the UEFA Cup either, because they've already virtually qualified for the Champions League next season, and they're just starting to demonstrate their excitement at winning the very, very last European Cup Winners' Cup. 10,000 Italians made the journey, and Villa Park, as it's turned out, has been a very fitting venue for this final because the stadium was virtually full, and that gave us a very colourful and receptive atmosphere. Lennart Johansson, I think, has run out of medals at the moment. I don't think there is one for Fernando Couto, is there? Get it later. He's got the cup in his hand, the UEFA president, and there it is. Nesta, the captain, takes the cup for Lazio. Nesta receives the cup, and Lazio are the last winners of that trophy. The final act in the drama, and I would say, Trevor Brooking, well-deserved.
Was well-deserved. I think you're right, the captain Nesta, they run out of medals, and also Stankovic for Mallorca didn't get one either, so there'll be a discussion, I'm sure, after that. But I think overall Vieri up front was superb. He kept it going, his extra bit of power. Salas became more sprightly in the last half an hour, and that just swung it their way. Danny was soldiering on a little bit by himself in the second half, and I think, as you say, Mallorca did themselves proud, but probably didn't quite have the quality or the belief then in the second half to go on and win it.
Well, Mallorca walk off with their heads bowed a little, but I think they'll go to their supporters and do a little salute there as Sven-Göran Eriksson holds the trophy. The 32nd and last name on that will be that of LAZIO of Rome. And Lombardo right in the middle of those celebrations. I wouldn't think he could believe it, really. There you are, you can be player manager of Crystal Palace 1 minute and a European champion the next. And now the familiar blue shirts which LAZIO really wear for their Serie A matches are being put on, because yellow is merely an alternative European colour for them. But it was certainly lucky tonight. And they're going to go to their supporters now and start the traditional lap of honour. And the Italians certainly know how to celebrate, don't they? A fitting end then, perhaps, to a competition that has spanned 38 years, 8 English winners, and as a result of tonight, 7 Italian winners. The European Cup Winners' Cup, finally, yes, finally, goes to LAZIO.
Well, having a good night here. I hope you have had one too. As a Premiership manager, would you be frightened or worried about playing either of those two teams with that sort of quality or not?
Well, I've got to say this, I don't think that Manchester United or Arsenal would fear playing any of those two sides at all. I think that both sides can play better than they did tonight.
Yeah.
And obviously their league positions in their respective leagues would show that.
Yeah.
But overall, I honestly think that Manchester United or Arsenal would beat those sides.
Probably see to them.
But you would take every one of them. The players, you would take any one of the players on due, apart from Mancini, the goalkeeper.
Well, there's a few I probably wouldn't take, but having said that, they are very talented
I'm
players.
interrupting you because we're running out of time. Player of the evening for you. They've said Vieri officially.
Yeah, it was close. I thought Danny was brilliant in the first half and been great in the Premiership. Strength, pace, talent, ability, and can finish.
Thank you very much indeed. Have a good season next season if we don't see you. And
Thank you very much.
thank you for watching. That was the last Cup Winners' Cup final, won by LAZIO of Italy, and you were there to see it. Good night.